Hello and welcome back to my channel where I like to have fun with all things beauty while being critical about what I accept into my collection. Today is an empties video. What I'm going to try to do today to sort of speed this up is I have a lot of products in here that I've talked about already. So this is always going to be part of a playlist. And if you're interested in some of these products, they're definitely mentioned in those other videos with timestamps. I always put timestamps in all of my videos, but especially videos like this. So if you want more information, I just thought they were worth including simply because I've used them so many times that, you know, the fact that I keep buying them says a lot because I have so much stuff. So first up is the Olaplex No. 5 Bond Maintenance Conditioner. I love this stuff. I keep buying it because I have relatively long but very, very fine hair. So it turns into a tangled nightmare after I get out of the shower. And I used to just rip a brush through it because I have no patience. And that's damaging. And I lost a ton of hair doing that. Just it's like sheer rage coming out of the shower. So using a conditioner that actually makes my hair slippy enough that I can brush it without destroying it is a godsend. And I've tried a ton of them. This one works the best. So I keep buying it. It is a bit expensive, so I don't really use it 100% of the time, but when I can pick it up, I do because it saves me a lot of time and energy. Next up, I have the Avene XeraCalm Balm. This is what I use as my last step at night. I essentially use it to slug with. It's the same method as slugging. It's just slightly more comfortable and less sticky, and it lasts all night. I wake up in the morning after rolling around. I'm a stomach sleeper, which is terrible for a lot of reasons. But I roll around so much that no moisturizer ever traditionally stays on my face. This does. It costs kind of a lot of money and I use a ton of it, but it's worth it to me. It's something that I have compared this to the somewhat viral collagen masks that you can put on at night. That's actually more expensive, and to me it was no more effective than this is, and it's just a lot more comfortable and easy to sleep in. So until I find something that replaces it, I will absolutely spend the money to keep buying that. So I am sure that I look insane right now. This is me playing with Beetlejuice makeup, either in the past or the future. I'm not really sure what video I'm going to finish editing first, but I didn't want to complete my empties video without including my experience with the Biodance Collagen Mask. This went viral on TikTok a while ago. I'm not really sure. I saw it from Dr. Dre on YouTube, the dermatologist. When she gave this a try, I felt like, all right, I just want to know. It's cheap enough. So I bought both the collagen version as well as the Renewal Real Deep Mask, which is just more soothing. This is more for soothing, and this one is more for perfecting pores and elasticity. And I'm glad that I bought both because the collagen mask I found to be mostly okay, but maybe ever so slightly irritating, whereas the Hydroceranol mask that has hyaluronic acid, glacial water, panthenol, and ceramides, that's soothing, moisturizing, nourishing. I like this one better. This would be the one that I repurchased going forward, but regardless, I wanted to compare these to what I do at night, which is kind of like slugging. I use the Avene XeraCalm Balm that I talked about in this video, and I wanted to see if this gave me a better effect in the morning than that. And I'm happy to say that it really didn't. I really feel like the two are comparable, and obviously the face cream is a lot more easy and comfortable to sleep in. As somebody who has insomnia, putting something like this on my face is not ideal. However, it was not nearly as uncomfortable as I thought it might be. It's worth noting that you definitely don't have to sleep in these. They take about 3 hours to become clear and dry down, but if you can keep them on your face between 4 and 6 hours, I think you're getting the benefits for sure. The collagen masks, I don't plan on sleeping in ever. the other night I had one on for about 6 hours and I felt like it was effective. Going forward, I will sleep in the blue calming masks because I think I can handle that, but it's not totally necessary is my point. I was able to drink some water. I know that that's important to me in the middle of the night to be able to drink water. Like, I need to be able to do that. I was able to do that. I was not able to eat. Like, you certainly can't eat with this on your face, but I could drink water. I wouldn't say like super comfortably, but I could do it. And the whole thing was comfortable enough that I will go through both of these boxes, but it's going to take me a while. Each one has 4, so I have 6 masks left, and that's just going to take me a while to go through. So rather than wait until these are all empty, I have 2 empties, and I figured that was good enough, and I thought I'd throw it in because I know a lot of people are curious about these masks. I think they're good. I don't think you need them, but I think if they're interesting to you and they look like a fun thing to try, I don't think you'll regret it unless you have a sensitivity. I think at least the ones that I tried from this brand are going to work for a lot of people. Coming in with another edit here, just to quickly talk about why these masks are popular. It's not necessarily the ingredients that are in them, but just the fact that they stay on your skin through the night and hold moisture in. That's why it's mostly just important to find one that you can tolerate. So you can put your own skincare on underneath these. I mean, a thin layer. Obviously, you can't be using moisturizer, but you can use whatever serums that you choose, and then you just find a mask that you can wear through the night. I think the only thing to watch out for is not to choose anything that has any ingredients that could be irritating. When you have occlusion like that for that many hours, anything that is normally even just slightly irritating will be amplified. So, you're increasing the penetration of ingredients, which means the good stuff, but also the stuff that might be irritating. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is if you Google something like this, you'll see a bunch of different options. A lot of them put collagen in these things because honestly, it's just analytics. It's a searchable term that people, remember, but it's not really an ingredient that means much. It's just a humectant. It's moisturizing. That's it. It does not get into your skin. Collagen topically doesn't really impress me. But, it certainly doesn't bother me either. I don't really mind either way. But that's why so many of these things have collagen added. It's not really because it does anything all that special. Another thing I wanted to bring up is because so many people have trouble sleeping in these masks, you're starting to see companies come out with alternatives, like the Medicube Collagen Night Wrapping Mask. That one is like a liquid that goes on your face and forms an occlusion. It kind of reminds me of those old school peeling masks that I know I had as a teenager. They're not really that popular anymore, but like a thicker version of that can stay on overnight. That's another alternative. I'm going to stick with my Avene. I know at the end of the day, it's a moisturizer. So some of the occlusion is lost through the night. That's just what happens with a moisturizer like that, but I feel like the side-by-side results were good enough with that I don't think I need to change it. It is kind of messy, but for me, it's still way better than putting Vaseline on my face. I would say if you're looking at some of these wrapping masks, I would try slugging with Vaseline. I mean, it's certainly cheaper. And if you can tolerate that on your face overnight, you might be able to tolerate some of these as well. I don't know. Is it less messy? Maybe. I'm just not motivated personally to try any of these because the key is occlusion. So whatever you can do to achieve that comfortably is going to plump your skin overnight and do all the same things. The other thing with me personally is that I use tretinoin at night. So that is quite irritating. I can do that with my Avene moisturizer, but I certainly would not play with trying to put something like that on my skin with a mask of any kind. Whether it's these, they also have silicone masks, like straight up silicone masks that you put on and take off. I use those when I use a traditional face mask because I think it holds it on my face. I can go do things and I'm not worried about anything slipping or sliding. So there are definitely a bunch of masking options out there. I just think it's important to have all of the info so you don't overspend on something like this. The same thing can be achieved multiple ways. You don't have to use something that's expensive or irritating. I have also finished one of these Pyunkang, the Deep Cleansing Balm. I have a ton of cleansing balms, and this is definitely one of my favorites. I pretty much go with whatever is on sale. I don't like to spend a lot of money in my cleansing step, but I am particular about getting things that are not going to be drying or harsh in any way. So I am picky, but at the same time, I absolutely will not buy a cleansing balm that's expensive. So this fluctuates in price, so I buy it when I see a deal. I finished a box of these Mighty Patch pimple patches. I have bought these several times. They work great. They stay on all night. You know, they do the thing. They're nothing all that special, but they're very affordable. And I go through a lot of pimple patches, so I need them to be affordable. I also went out on a limb and I tried these Differin patches. These I definitely did not like as much. I bought them because they have salicylic acid, centella, and Canadian willow herb to soothe, I guess. I mean, they looked interesting enough, but they didn't have the sticking staying power that the other patches I use have, so I will absolutely not be buying those again. I went through yet another Avene water. I use this to spritz on my face after I finished washing it. It's my last step before I dry my face. I like to do that because I have hard water and I feel like it is soothing. I don't know if that is totally in my head. It could be, but I like it. It's enjoyable. So I already have another one going. I finished a cleansing oil, the Madagascar Centella from Skin 1004. This is not meant for like heavy eye makeup or anything like that. I really was only using this right before getting into the shower when I pretty much only had moisturizer and sunscreen on. So it worked perfectly fine for that, but it's not one that I would ever buy exclusively because I do wear a lot of heavy eye makeup and it's just not quite tenacious enough to get that off. And now I think that's it for the multiple repurchase category, but now we're going to get into some of the things that are a little bit more interesting. I finished up a bottle of the 6 Peptide Skin Booster from CosRx. This was in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, so I did pick up a backup. However, if it wasn't 50% off, I probably would just move on because I felt like this was nice, but it wasn't anything noticeable. I mean, I don't know. I do feel like these things take a long time. Like to see, especially like a soothing product, you know, it could easily take 6 months to really give a product a fair shot. So I don't know if one bottle was enough, but I will say it did last a good long time. This product, I felt like I liked it. It was very easy to use because it absorbed quickly. It played well with everything. Like it gave me no problems at all. It's super thin and lightweight. And I like peptides, so I'm going to include them where I can. You know, it's one of those things that I don't think we have enough evidence to really support exactly what peptides to use, but I feel like, you know, until we know that they don't work, let's throw them in. And this is a good cost-effective way to do that. You know, I like it. I won't buy it again unless it's on sale though. Then I finished, actually this is a repurchase, a Pyunkang the Essence Toner. This is just a mini guy. I have a big one now. I like this because this is a more hydrating toner. This is definitely more viscous. It's thicker, but it also absorbs well and it plays well with everything. So I guess between these two, I like this one better because I feel more hydrated. I have desert dry skin and this makes more of an impact for me. You know, obviously, I think this is more of a crowd pleaser, the CosRx, because it's so light. It can work for more people with multiple different skin types. So, you know, I don't for a second think that they're totally interchangeable, but the Pyunkang one is definitely more enjoyable for my skin type. Then I have a Farmacy Honey Bubbly Hydrating Body Wash. I bought a couple of these when they were having like a crazy sale a few months ago, and it smells delicious. It absolutely, I think everything in the honey line smells incredible and I love all of it. I don't for a second think that I'm ever going to repurchase this unless it's like 50% off. Like, for me to rebuy a tiny body wash like this, I will say, despite the fact that it is small, it did last a long time, so I do think it's pretty concentrated, but it's a body wash. Like, it didn't do anything for me that any other body wash for a fraction of the price didn't do, but the scent experience is nice, so 50% off or more, I'd buy it again. Otherwise, absolutely not. I have two sample packets, one from Kopari. I have the Marine Clean Purifying Gel Cleanser. I actually tried a travel size of this as well. The thing I don't like about this is it smells off. It smells like it doesn't have preservatives in it. It's very off-putting, and for that reason, I would never consider it. That, and it's a little bit stripping. I find gel cleansers, for the most part, a little bit too stripping for me. I prefer milky cleansers for my face. So, you know, that's the first reason I wouldn't buy it again. And then number two is the smell is just, it's like not a natural smell. It's like a rancid smell. So not a fan there. From Kora Organics, I tried their Plant Stem Cell Retinol Alternative Moisturizer. I was skeptical about liking this, but it felt really nice. It felt super hydrating and soothing on my dry, sensitive skin. So I won't buy this. There's nothing about it that I think warrants the price tag. But if I ever saw this on sale, I would snap it up because it felt really nice. And I don't have like a million moisturizers that fit that bill for me. I am sensitive to a lot of things. So, you know, it would take a 50% off sale, but I did enjoy it. Then I got this from Perricone Md. This is the Hypoallergenic CBD Sensitive Skin Therapy Nourishing and Calming Moisturizer. This might be discontinued. I got this as part of a set. It came with this and a couple other moisturizers that were all $25. And this is a full size. So it came with a full size and like a couple of travel sizes. So it was like a crazy deal. I think it might have been on GMA deals. I'm not even sure. But I picked it up. Every product that I received smelled like it went bad. So what I think happened is I think they had a bunch of inventory and they needed to get rid of it. Rather than throw it away, they sold it for $25, and I'm just done with Perricone Md. I've never been impressed with anything I've ever tried from them, and this was sort of the last straw. You know, I did get away with using this. You know, I did not find it calming. It stung my face, so I used it on my body just so I didn't totally waste the $25, but no, I would absolutely never buy that again. Another thing that I sadly will not be repurchasing is this from Regelica. This is the Mandelic and Elderweiss Renewal Serum. It has 8% mandelic acid, elderweiss and resveratrol, squalene, and centella. So it has exfoliation, antioxidants, and balancing. The ingredients hit the mark. You know, everything in this looked really interesting. When I first came across this brand and I looked at the ingredients list for the first time in like years at this point, I was excited about skincare. This was all stuff that, at least on paper, for somebody with aging, hyperpigmentation, all those issues, looked really promising. But I tried the entire lineup and I didn't love any of it. I just didn't. For whatever reason. I do think that this is something that would work for a lot of people. I think if your skin is not quite as sensitive as mine, you might get on with this better, but I feel like I can get my exfoliating acids from other things that I just get along with better, and it's so expensive that I could never justify buying it again, but you know, it is what it is. I don't regret the experiment because I was very curious, and now I know, you know, none of it was awful, but none of it was worth repurchasing. Contrast with that with something that I do want to repurchase, this moisturizer from Abib, the Jericho Rose Cream. As you can see, I have completely cut it apart to get every last bit out. It's just a moisturizer, but I really loved using this because it was so soothing. It just instantly felt really nice on my skin. The Jericho extract, which is Jericho Rose, which has supposedly regenerating properties. I'm not sure, but why not? Mushroom extract, agave, coconut oil, shea butter, panthenol, lactobacillus ferment, tocopherol, adenosine, jojoba esters, water, and glycerin. So all like the ingredients are right on the front, which I love. Yeah, so far I have not met a single product from Abib that I didn't love. I would absolutely repurchase this, and I think the price is good. What you get, it's a pretty big tube. And yeah, I mean, I don't have another one right now because I just have other moisturizers, but when I do run out, I will be repurchasing that. Another thing I'll be repurchasing is this Embryolisse Moisturizer that I already cut up this one too. This I was using in place of my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base because this has a similar feeling to that, and I love that primer, but I will never pay full price for it. So in the meantime, I gave this a try. I don't like it as much as the Bobbi Brown. I really wish that I did. I don't. It doesn't lay quite as flat on the skin as that one does, but it's a pretty close second, and for that reason, when I run out of the primer that I'm using now, which is actually just a mix of primers that I don't love, I will eventually get another bottle of this one. Next up, I have a tube of Snoxin II. I am trying a second tube of this before I give it a review. This is supposed to help with wrinkles, and because I have absolutely no Botox right now, I decided to give it a try and just take before and after pictures and see what I thought. I will be doing that probably in a month when I run out of my second tube. That'll be almost 3 months. I wanted to give it at least 3 months in order to like genuinely evaluate it. It's something that, you know, it does contain phenoxyethanol, so it does burn my skin for a second. That doesn't happen to most people. That's a me thing. But because I only put it on my forehead lines and my crow's feet, it's fine. I just put up with it and the stinging goes away. So I have to say, I've liked this so far. You know, it's not like it's hydrating or really doing anything for my overall skincare, but it doesn't bother me, which for something that's supposed to target fine lines, I'm always happy about. You know, I did try Argireline a few months ago, but I never saw any results with that. So I'm going to give this a try, and, you know, I don't expect much. My expectations are low to almost nothing, but if I see even the slightest improvement, I think that's worth talking about. So right in the middle of doing that. And finally, a product that I will never repurchase is this from Phlur. This was from their last call sale, so the Aniline fragrance body lotion. I picked this up for a fraction of the price. It's a nice big bottle of lotion, and I use body lotion from head to toe every single day. So I can't be that picky. I'm not going to spend a fortune on body lotion. I saw that this was a good price, a nice big bottle of it. Why not just give it a try? It wasn't offensive. Like, I could use it and not be disgusted or anything like that, but it was definitely not a fragrance I liked. I actually like very few fragrances from Phlur, if I'm being honest. I got really excited because I loved Father Figure so much, but that's like where it ends for me. I don't love a ton of their, other than Vanilla Skin. Those two are my absolute favorite, and everything else is just too floral for me. So there was nothing about that formula as a body lotion that would ever make me repurchase, even on sale. It's not worth the shipping. You know, it was kind of like that. So I bought it, you know, because I was getting other things, but I certainly would not go out of my way for Phlur body lotion in the future. So that is it. I hope that you can't hear what's going on in the background right now. It's kind of chaos on one hand, but on the other hand, the fact that they're playing is just absolutely everything for me. My dog, Jersey Girl, who is 10 now, is my entire world. I love her with my whole heart. So what motivated us most to get a puppy right now was so that she would have a playmate. It would help her get a little bit more exercise, and she is so social. Like, she is the most social dog I have ever met, and I knew that she was sad not having anyone around. So it's taken her some time to warm up to the puppy, but it's finally starting to happen, and it makes me want to cry. I'm just so freaking grateful. So I just hope that that continues, and it might be a little noisy for a little while, but I apologize for that. I hope this video wasn't too chaotic, and I definitely wanted to get this out of the way so that I could go on to some shorter videos and some eyeshadow reviews, because eyeshadow is my favorite thing. I don't care if it's out of style. I think a lot of people still like it, and I look forward to seeing what else comes out for holiday. I don't know if I'll do a new makeup video. Those don't tend to do well for me, so I may not bother. But if it gets really crazy, I will. And yeah, so we have a bunch of reviews coming up, and I hope you're having a fabulous week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.